Welcome back to Red Glasses Talks. The topic is thrive. Thrive. How do I thrive, develop, grow, mature in my life through a relationship with Jesus Christ? We said there are several action steps you need to take in order to be able to thrive. Number one, you got to become a person in the Word. You got to become a person of the Word. Number two, we're going to talk about this today, is you've got to become a person of prayer. When do you pray? Do you pray when you're desperate? Not a bad thing to do. Do you pray when you really want something and you're hoping you'll get it? When do you pray? Do you pray under pressure? When do you pray? So be a person of prayer. I love the story about Jim. Now, Jim was a young man who, in some situation, had been exposed to the love of Jesus Christ, and somebody helped him come into a relationship with Jesus Christ, and he asked Jesus to come live in his life. Well, within a day or two, this person said, well, why don't you come to my church on Wednesday night to the prayer meeting? Well, you need to know, Jim didn't understand what a prayer meeting was. He had no idea. So he decided to go. So he's sitting in this little room with about 20 people in a circle. And the leader of the prayer meeting was asking people things they'd like to pray about, and then they started praying. It started on the other side of the room from where Jim was sitting, and it came around the room, person after person, till finally it came to Jim. Jim had never prayed before, and especially never prayed in front of people out loud. So he bows his head, but he doesn't close his eyes. He's just kind of sitting there looking around, and finally he prays and says, Lord, this is Jim. I met you the other day. That's about it. I love it. I think the Lord was doing handstands. He was clapping his hands. The realness of that, the authenticity of that. And so therefore, when you pray, the lesson is be real. Lord, if all you could get at is, Lord, help. Lord, forgive me. Can we give you a little outline when you pray? Sometimes we just kind of pray haphazardly, but and this may be helpful to you, to have a little outline to pray. And if you write one of these words right below the other, they spell out ACTS, A-C-T-S. The A stands for adoration. Simply means, Lord, when you begin a time of prayer, say, Lord, thank you for your love for me and for your grace for me. Any words that you want to say. Some people like to read through the Psalms and read those out loud to the Lord to tell him how much we appreciate him. And then the C is confession. Open up your heart and say, Lord, here's where I've stepped out of line. And confess specifically to him things that come to your attention that you know are wrong, that have disappointed him, and maybe you've even disappointed yourself. The T is for thanksgiving. Thank him for anything that comes. Lord, I got up this morning. Lord, I had a shower to take this morning. Lord, I had something to eat today. Lord, I got a place to go work. Lord, I have a family. Lord, I'm still breathing. Whatever's on your heart, thank him. Be thankful. And the S stands for supplication. And this means that you pray for the needs of other people. And then secondly, you pray for needs that you have yourself. Now, what I do to organize my prayer, I put together a little prayer notebook. And in this notebook, I have those little tabs you get at office supply stores. And I have 8 of them, one for each day, and then one for people I pray for every day. And then I've run off these and developed these little prayer log sheets. And if you go to the tolsongroup.com, you can go online to our website, and this is a downloadable, and you can run off these sheets and put them in your notebook. So I take those 7 days, I take a stack of these and put it under each day, and on each sheet is room for the person's name I'm praying for and the date that I'm praying for a specific need that person gives me. And this way, if you divide it into 7, all the people and situations you want to pray for, you're going to get very frustrated if you have to pray for 100 things every day. But if you divide it by 7, it kind of breaks it down and makes it manageable. So go online. It tells you online about the prayer log sheet, which is this, and how to put that prayer notebook together. I hope you'll do that. The key to learning to pray, you ready for this? Is to pray. Just pray. The next thing about praying is you got to listen. You got to listen. You said, is a word going to come out of heaven? Probably not. But he works in your heart and your mind to give you a sense of what he's trying to impress upon you. The Bible says in Psalm 46:10a, that means A, the first part of the verse, be still, and know that I am God. What does that mean? Translated, shut up, knock it off, and let me talk. That's what God's trying to say. We're so busy with our social media and so busy with on the phone and Googling and whatever else we do. Get alone and get quiet and be still. Some of us have a hard time getting quiet. Some of us have a hard time getting quiet and living with ourselves. He says, be still and know that I am God, you're not. Listen, if you spend time with him and open up your heart to him, he will lead you in your daily life with a sense of calm, with a sense of direction, with a sense of his presence, and with a sense of his power. Become a person of prayer.